How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. This is Revelation News TV, and I'm your host, Jason William Egroff. It's great to see my computer screen. We're continuing a series on Alexander Emmerich Jones, and I want you to know his name, his correct name. His name is Alexander Emmerich Jones, not Emmerich with a CK. No, it's Emmerich. And I believe that if we had this right now, we'd be in a lot better shape. You know why that I say this? Okay? Because this man has a heart for freedom. Okay? This man has a heart for freedom. Donald John Trump has a heart for his own heart, his own pocketbook, and his own ego. Okay? Let's make it real clear. Donald John Trump is a narcissist. Donald John Trump wants to be like Stalin. Donald John Trump is not patriotic. Donald John Trump is not your God. And we have no king but King Jesus. Hallelujah. Do we want the facts in the country? I just gave them to you. Are you American? I am. Shanny and I just had a surge of patriotism. You know why? Because the Civil War, not Civil War, the Revolutionary War cry was no king but King Jesus. So how could I not side with the Americans that are going on the street and saying we have no king? There's no way I'm not going to be with that. Of course I'm with that. I'm with that by default because I believe in Jesus Christ. You get this? Unabashed. I don't have any king and never will except the Messiah. The most pathetic excuse of anything I've ever seen in my fucking life. Let's look at it. Are you ready for pathetic shit? Do you want to see some pathetic shit? Here we go. Not Alex. He's not pathetic. I'm going to show you something pathetic. Are you ready for this? Footage? Let's check it out. Come on, load. Trump birthday. Look at this. Watch. Are you ready? No kings. That's what blew the shit out of the water, is the no kings. Let's look at the Midas touch here.
Well, Donald Trump's pathetic birthday party
Here it is.
came and went.
Oh.
For quite a while, I was really hoping there would just be a massive
Unbelievable.
downpour, just a horrible storm to prevent this pathetic birthday parade from even happening.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case.
No.
It did happen.
Of course.
But honestly, I'm now glad it did, because now it gives us the opportunity to take a look at how much
Let's look
of
at
a
it.
total disaster this whole thing really was.
Let's check
First,
this
we
out
have
for the
overall
record.
Turnout not looking so great. You can see that they're set up as if there's going to be this enormous line. There's not even a line.
You didn't need, look at this. You didn't need the barrier. You didn't need the barrier. Look at there's the Is this a Vanilla Ice comeback tour? Look at this.
One attendee estimated that roughly 100,000 people, give or take, attended the overall event. Still, many empty seats were visible.
Wow, yeah.
The attendee also described the overall vibes as pretty low energy.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Low energy for sure. Yeah. I turned down my mic. I hope it's not too
There was
hot.
also no water cups. There were a bunch of water
All right,
bottles
8.
hidden away in
Yeah.
a tent,
Okay.
not being given out to anyone.
7.
And there was trash everywhere.
Ah.
These bozos don't believe
But
in climate
wait a
change.
minute.
This turnout is really embarrassing, especially
How could there be trash all over Trump's America? He said that America is, now that he's president, it's perfect. But wait a minute. Wait. I didn't hear that right. How could there be trash all over in D.C. when Trump, the God King, is president? Because everything will be perfect with Trump.
when you compare it to the turnout for No King's Day. Yeah, we all know Donald Trump is obsessed with crowd sizes, so this has gotta hurt. One potential and hilarious explanation for why this may be is because TikTokers everywhere have been trolling Donald Trump and this event. Across social media, people claim to have reserved tickets to Trump's birthday parade with no intent of showing up. You can see here that they acquired tickets. They're also Canadian, so they're certainly not planning on actually attending. And you can see the comments here. Someone said, I got 10 tickets and I live in Australia. Fox News is going to report that the parade is sold out. The entire event was incredibly...
That's so good. Tons of people from Australia bought tickets. And they had, of course, no intention of going to it. They bought them, but it's just a fucking, so that people wouldn't be there.
Poorly coordinated as well. Here you can see thousands of people stuck in a bottleneck, all because of the poor crowd design.
I absolutely love this for him. You know that? I love this for him. I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free. Yeah, Trump's America. What's Trump's America, though? Oh, look at this shit. Are you... let's get some January 6th people out here. Huh? Semper Fi. From the halls of Montezuma, right across from the White House. Why are we marching in the streets? Because we have a fucking Hitler. Oh, look at that's Angel Me. This is angelic me for everybody that wants to know, and that's my new avatar, because, you know, I'm trying to be holy. At least I'm trying. I'm trying, at least, you know? These people don't give a shit how evil they are at all. Do you get what I mean? They revel in fucking evil. Fascists. Oh, look at that. World War II bombers. Do you know that? That's going to be happening in Tehran with some fucking bunker busters, and they're going to irradiate the whole planet. To take out Iran's nuclear deal with the B-2s. Let's get the bunker busters out, folks. Huh? Yes. I would gladly stand up next to him with a Moab in his ass. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's be American. You have idiots on this platform going, oh, let's get our popcorn ready for the bombing. You're disgusting. You're un-American. You're fucking un-American. Do you get this? The only time the only time that force is justified is if you're in danger. Or there's an entire people group in danger. That's why we did the thing with Adolf Alois Hitler. because he was threatening the safety of an entire ethnic group, allegedly. No, we're gonna bomb Browns.
It was so bad that this is how people had to go back and forth. But by far the worst display of this entire ordeal was just how sleepy and out of it Donald Trump was. That's right, dozing.
He is planning. You say that Donald's dozing. Donald is prepping. It is mind for the next step. What's the next step? I am now absolutely canonized in history as an American Hitler. What's the next step? We got the big war. Fuck this. If you think Iran's gonna win, you got nothing. That's what Trump. And then Trump trying to be a good guy. And Shanny and I were watching something and it came up on MSNBC. Trump says, if you're in Tehran, you get your ass out. Huh, now you're trying to be a good guy? Everybody better get out of Tehran. I seen it in the spirit when Shanny. I can testify. I'll testify. No echo. See? Watch this. Okay? I'm going to testify right now to you in the Holy Spirit that I saw Shanny when she was in jail. I seen this in the spirit. And I've told this already, so you have proof before. I said they're going to nuke Tehran. I had a reason I said that. I seen it in the spirit, and it's the most disgusting filth spirit I've ever felt in my life. It's the energy of blowtorching off a human face over and over and over again. And I seen it. I thought it happened in Colorado. I was with the boys. We're in the house safe doing their own thing. And I was watching Mike Matei, and then I got really scared. I fell asleep for about an hour, and I had this dream about Trump in a spacesuit, and he had a .45, and he was in a wheelchair. He was incapacitated. And I said, my God, what's happening? And I found out, okay, this is what happened. The entire world ends up turning against Trump because he's so out of it. And he's basically trying to flee for his life, and I think it might be possible that he sets up that he goes into space to get away from the world, because he's like a fugitive from the planet, I think. Trump. So now, we now see the thing happening with Iran, and this is as serious as it gets. It's Bible prophecy in your face now. I needed to do this first, I think, before Alex, because this is very prescient right now, extremely important. And as important as it is to expose the bullshit that they did to Mr. Jones, this is President Jones. If this is some reality that maybe we could make happen. This is President Jones. And I say this because I know his heart's right. Not that he's perfect and made no mistakes. He has made mistakes, of course. But his heart is still for what he used to fight for. And still in his way he thinks that he is fighting for the right side. But look, Alex, you know the bird is rotten. The whole bird. That's why I'll never leave Alex as a compatriot, because I know that his heart is for freedom and truth and Jesus. Christian, man, actual believer in Jesus Christ, okay? From personal conversations I've had, not because I just watched him. I have interacted with him. And I know his heart's right. But he made a decision that was extremely erroneous. And he took all of us down this road. That's the really big part that's not good. He took the whole movement into Trumpville. And that was it was a catastrophic blow to the truth movement. I don't think we recovered and probably won't ever recover.
Dawn struck again. Take a look.
Okay, Melania is looking like a Ukrainian call girl, and I endorse it. Okay.
It will always end with two people facing off with each other.
But with that said, I always have to be safe. And I don't want to piss people off. Shanny's my girl. I'm just saying, you know. Your first lady's looking like a Ukrainian call girl. Which is not, that's up to you if that's negative or positive. She looks like a cleaned up, classy Ukrainian call girl.
And we need young leaders to be able to close with and destroy the enemy.
However, it was later on that shocking footage emerged, showing Donald Trump literally struggling to stay awake for his own.
Now, see, that these people keep framing this weird to me. Donald Trump is looking down at a screen. Is he depressed? Yeah. Why? Because there was very little turnout for his birthday bash. And the birthday of the Army, right? The Army's birthday. He's depressed. This was Friday the 13th as well. Could we keep this in context of spiritual stuff? The Iran-Israel thing kicked off on Friday the 13th in the morning. His birthday bash was on the 13th. Or was it the 14th? Yeah, Shanny, it's the 14th, right?
Correct.
Yeah, sorry. Donald Trump's birthday is June 14th, sorry. But I mean, this is the world being a stage. Do you get what I mean? This is Shakespeare's knowledge come true. This is a stage.
Birthday party.
Alliances culminate in the outbreak of the First World War. The two sides engage in a savage war of attrition, defined by opposing trenches, barbed wire.
Now, do you hear that audio? Oh my God, this is mind control. See, folks, I did not listen to the audio of what was going on at this event. I watched this from Ben Meisalis on Midas Touch. Shout out to the Mighty Touch. And it looked like pro wrestler right there. You see the bicep popping with the mic? I'll tell you what, brother. You get what I mean? See? Okay. There's facts that need to be understood. You're living in a simulation on many different levels. I need people to understand that. This is more important than Alex for the moment. You're living in multi-layered simulation. And this is lesser magic bullshit to bring you down. This energy is built to bring your spiritual resonance down. Do you get it? This is Mussolini energy. This is Hitler energy.
Poison gas and mass casualties. The United States initially maintained its neutrality, but was eventually drawn into the conflict in 1917. Despite having less than 130,000 soldiers at the beginning, the Army eventually grew to over 4 million, with nearly 2 million soldiers serving in Europe. In 6 months of fighting, nearly 50,000 Americans lost their lives, with another 190,000 wounded. The guns fell silent
For what?
since November 11th.
Why? In war, the Great War, this is the big one. I promise you. After this one, the bankers, they said, we promise. We're not going to do any more of this large-scale warfare on humanity. We promise. We just need a little bit more blood. We need a little bit more money and power. And then we're okay. Because we solidified our power forever. Okay? Enough people don't understand this system anymore. Very ancient system of power. We don't need to hide anymore. We don't need the theater of the public anymore. We're going into the final phase where we lock down humanity with the smart cities. We're going to lock everything down. And we're going to take the land that was given to us by our master, Lucifer. If you happen to have a problem with our new order, you can take your seat in Gitmo with the rest of the terrorists that hate humanity. Don't you want world peace?
1918.
What a disgrace. What a disgrace. We have a Nazi America. Hi, do you like this? Huh? I got news for you. If you're into this stuff, I'm pretty sure you don't belong in America. Oh, Rev, you can't be so disgusting to say that to people. We're all American and we want the best for this country. If you do, how are you not saying something about what you're seeing then? Huh? Huh? There's zero chance that this is American. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming through bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. That's all about bombs. All of your traditions, your beautiful shit is based on blood and death. Do you want truth or do you want bullshit? Huh?
We continue on with more USA World War I rolling stock.
Whoa.
This 1918 Dodge touring car was part of the legendary...
Oh my God, I'm so impressed with World War I machinery. What the fuck is this, the History Channel?
1919 Transcontinental Convoy. 3,251 miles and 62 grueling days across the Lincoln Highway.
Wow.
No pavement, no GPS, and no power steering. Just grit, determination, and the drive to push Army mobility.
All in all, this parade...
Huh?
Are you okay?
I'm doing my video.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering.
You could clearly hear me. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. We're very connected, folks. You don't get it. We're very connected. So say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Yeah, it might wave, but it's upside down and backwards. Why? Because you got a Hitler. Holy shit. How did we allow this to happen?
was a pathetic display to stroke a weak man's ego. Sure, the right wing might claim that this was to honor our military. This was about Donald Trump. This was for Donald Trump. And the entire ordeal was really just embarrassing.
Yeah, that's perfectly said. That is a good video, man. Shout out to Occupy Democrats subbed. They got, how many? 1.3 million? I'm thumbs up in that video. 1.33 million subs, Occupy Democrats. See, I'm starting to become like Cenk Uygur. I like a lot, actually. We're going to Alex Jones' deposition. I'm at least going to finish this tonight. And then I'm going to be done. But I needed to do that with... The current events are absolutely in your face insane. Here we go with Alex's deposition. Let's go. Yalla. That's it. Okay. Let's go, Alex. More bullshit.
Yeah, hey Alex. The whole Sandy Hook thing is a quagmire
Radu.
because of the way the
It's Rob Dew, great guy. I know him. I'm not going to say well, but I dealt with Rob enough to know that he's cool. Fucking great people. Wonder if he's gotten from InfoWars. Rob Dew, where are you at? Are you still InfoWars? Because I would watch a show with just Rob, you know.
The media and the officials up there were so secret about everything, and that's where people started questioning. That's the big thing. They were saying anybody who says anything on the internet gets caught with it. We're going to go after him.
Yeah.
They come out first day. They have the wrong name of the supposed shooter.
Yeah.
They have his older brother, and they have guns that they're calling out. Then they're pulling guns out of cars. They're finding people in the backwoods that are dressed up in SWAT gear.
And that's on helicopter footage, and they say it never existed, and then later admit it does, and then the school was closed till that year, and then the videos, it's all rotting and falling apart, and nobody's even in it, and the kids are going in circles in and out of the buildings with their hands up, and then they never called rescue choppers. Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness.
Okay, see? This is what I was talking about. Now, it's just I'm supposed to go and scrub my mind because, families got offended that someone has freedom of speech. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that this happened to your family. But that does not negate the press's right to not just report news, but have commentary if they want. And Alex Jones and InfoWars' freedom of speech was violated, clearly, and the case is bullshit, and the ruling should be rescinded.
There's some supposed dash camera footage where the people are smiling and getting their lunches ready, the police officers.
Right.
You think you're going to have smiling police officers at a time?
See, we're getting into evidence here, and I'm going to skip over this. This is stuff that you can look into. I don't want this on my channel, to be honest. Let's go to Alex's testimony. Here we go. All right.
It was in the car, too. So how was that inside of it? Was inside the Bushmaster?
Okay. And you understand the AR-15 was not in the car?
Like I said, this is almost 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, this wasn't 7 years ago, Mr. Jones. This is April 2017.
No, I know. I'm just saying, going back to the time, it all gets,
Blurry.
You don't use a teleprompter on your show.
No.
No.
And in all these videos, you just rattle them off, right? You say, porta potties, Bloomberg email, green screen, helicopters in the woods, school was closed.
You're an asshole. I can't stand this questioner. I'm almost to the point of wanting to just really. He is an asshole. He has no respect for the person that he's speaking to, and it's repulsive. This should be this guy should be absolutely not allowed to question Alex. He is a hostile agitator type asshole, and I'm not for it. Whatever.
Closed. Video showing it was falling and rotting apart. SWAT team. You just rattle them off without a teleprompter.
I remember a video of the rotting school. I remember the helicopter video. I remember the chemical attack in Syria being staged. That's now public.
And you were able to do that without a teleprompter. But today, sitting in deposition, ever since you got sued, all of a sudden you can't remember anything, right?
What?
No, I remember seeing I remember the photos and video of the rotting school and the mold and the stains all the floor and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just can't, but specifically in a deposition, then you'll say, well, where is that? And then trying to actually pull that very thing up in my head right here. I don't have photographic memory of the exact thing.
Yeah, I've been asking for a year, haven't I? Still don't have it, do I?
Oh my God. What do you want?
Correct.
See, Ali, I don't know how he could conduct himself so fucking patiently. Mike Lindell's fucked, by the way. Did you see that? Yeah, he got a judgment. Defamation on Dominion. He's fucked. I see now, though, why Mike Lindell went apeshit. Fucking, I'm done. Because they nit fucking little gnats. It's like a gnat in the kitchen when you're cooking, that you can't swat. It's like, see, that's Alex. He's like, he's gonna swat a fly. This motherfucker, why are you such an asshole? Mike Liddell just didn't care. He's like, I know this is bullshit. You're a fucking asshole. Yeah. You're trying to hurt my company. So I'm here with a kangaroo court bullshit. Go ahead and ask another question.
I just want to be able to answer all this just exactly right, and that's why I can't answer a lot of it, because I want to be accurate as much as possible.
Okay.
Wouldn't
When
you
it says
want
in
him
that video,
to?
the school was closed until that year. That's false. That's not true. You're wrong. That was a false statement.
Oh.
I don't understand. How am I supposed to answer that?
I'm trying to tell you right now, are you going to make this claim in this deposition that Sandy Hook was a closed school, that it wasn't really open?
I was going off the reports. It certainly was a horrible dump. Shouldn't have been open. None of that. It
Yeah.
looked like an open school.
You're right. If you look at Hal Big's pictures, man, this place looked like it was abandoned for at least a year. I'd say longer. Look up the pictures, man.
Mr. Jones, you know that's not my question. You're just wasting time.
Oh.
I'm asking you,
Oh.
are you saying right now that that school was closed, or are you going to admit that you said something false?
I was going off other people's reports that looked credible to me of the school that was so dilapidated that it didn't look like it was open to me.
It didn't look
I guess I could go
operational.
find that stuff somewhere and dig it up.
And you were wrong. That is false, correct?
I may have been.
If it turned out that the school wasn't closed, fine. How does this defame anyone? How does it's, oh my God.
We're covering somebody that put something out that was false.
Same deal with kids going around and
Do you know this would be like trying to prosecute and sue civilly Tom Brokaw on 9/11 because he got a name wrong or something? It's the same fucking thing. Have you ever heard of the fog of war? It's the same thing with a false flag type event in your country. You're going to have fog of war. 9/11. Do you remember? For people that lived through it like me and Shanny did.
circles with their hands up around the school. That is false. That is not the truth.
I'd have to review it again.
How many years ago is this?
All these things you were saying as fact, you were saying them just a couple months before you were sued, right?
Fact? Fact. I would ask this guy, what are your facts on Sandy Hook? And let's compare notes. That's what I would do.
I mean, I believe I said in the tape, I believe that Sandy Hook happened. That's what people were questioning, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
All these things, this entire list all comes from Fetzer and Halbig, doesn't it?
Well,
I don't know about Fetzer, but it just came from people questioning.
Yeah. This is all factual. There's not been one sentence that Alex has said that's not truthful. Not a single sentence in all of the videos that I've done so far of this one deposition.
Can we take a little break real quick? Let's go off the record for a minute.
Going off the record at 11:14 a.m.
Alex, have a cigarette.
We are back on the record at 11:26 a.m.
Mr. Jones, do you remember in the summer of 2017, you appeared for an interview with Megyn Kelly?
I do.
Okay. Shortly before that aired, you published a video where you asked her not to air it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I want to play a little bit from that video from you in June of 2017.
Did he ask? Yeah, I know.
Exhibit 6D, What Alex Jones Really Believes About Sandy Hook, published on June 13th, 2017. You can go ahead and play that.
Should I play this? Okay, let's see what it is. If it gets a little...
But again, I want to encourage people to read the Zero Hedge article that breaks it all down, because they absolutely are.
I remember this video the day it came out. I was closely connected with and following InfoWars during this time. I remember this video.
On target with this report, where they asked the questions that the media seems so scared that I might even actually talk about if the Megyn Kelly interview aired. Why does the Sandy Hook Elementary School website have zero traffic for 4 years before the event and show it was closed? Why were there several reports of other shooters dressed in camouflage in the woods that fled, of whom the police allegedly detained? Why were porta potties, sandwiches, and fruit drinks and chips brought up and set up for the crime scene in just an hour or so? Sandy Hook, it just goes on and on. An FBI crime stat which shows no murders occurred in Newtown in 2012. Why didn't they let paramedics and EMTs in the building? 27 children were declared dead in 8 minutes. Why was Adam Lanza's home burned to the ground by the bank? Why have they declared all the records totally secret?
Oh yeah, Lanza. Remember, I think his it might have been his father was involved with some government ops, like MK Ultra type shit. I look at this. Yeah, no, don't look at that. We are your reptilian overlords. And we will tell you not to look at that. It's not for you to know that we do these things. Okay?
These are questions the public has. They're the ones asking it. They're the ones demanding it.
Yeah.
I've said I believe children did die there, but PR firms were involved, admittedly.
This is evidence that helps Alex. He's saying, I'm not saying this shit. There's people with questions. You want me to ignore them? I won't. I'm going to say, okay, how about we explain this? Could we get some good answers for the questions for folks that have questions?
Hyping it up as much as possible, but there's been a cover-up, and Anderson Cooper got caught faking where his location was with blue screen. I mean, it's all there. We don't know what happened. I believe kids died, but the same media that's faking a bunch of other stuff and faking war propaganda is saying that I have said things that I never said that have been taken out of context, and now won't report when I'm saying don't air the interview on Father's Day to hurt fathers and demonize men, and that you edited me out of context and that I don't want it aired. Why won't they actually report on what I'm saying?
Amen.
I'm Alex Jones. This
Amen.
is InfoWar. Coming up, Owen Schroyer in studio for the next 30 minutes. Then I'll be back in studio coming up live. Please spread the word because the truth lives at Infowars.com.
Tell them, Alex. You tell them. You tell them. You tell them. The truth comes from InfoWars. That is what it was. And they triggered everybody. That's a slave-minded moron that'll believe anything that the fucking media tells them. That's why I had InfoWars bumper stickers all over my fucking car. Not because I was a cult member or anything, but because they actually told you they dug. You know? We're not just going to believe what the goddamn system tells us to believe. We're going to look into what happened with everything.
All right, Mr. Jones, I'm going to hand you what I've marked as Exhibit 12. There's a screenshot from the video we just watched. And I want to talk to you about these little bullet point list here that was shown during the video that you talked about. The first one talking about Sandy Hook school website having zero traffic for 4 years. We've talked about that already, correct? That's something we've talked about.
This is Zero Hedge. This is a different tunnel.
When it says among his questions, who is his referred to, Mr.
Talking
Jones?
about me.
Right. These are your questions, right? Correct?
There are questions, no, as I said there's questions the internet's bringing forward.
In other words, these are things you said on your show, and then Zero Hedge reported on that you said them, and then now you're reporting on it again, correct?
I'm pointing out what the internet is asking, what people are questioning, as I said in the video.
Sure, these are things you've said on your show.
These are things that I have questioned on my show.
Okay.
Opinions.
Let's talk about them again. The first one, the Sandy Hook Elementary School website having zero traffic. We've talked about that already today. We've talked about the Wayback Machine, right?
As I told you, that was one part of saying that.
All I was asking is how
I need to clarify something. When you keep asking me about documents, I don't have any other sources on Sandy Hook, and when I'm talking about research or talking about sources of info, that's stuff I would have to go out online and look at again and find again. So that's not things that I've not produced or given to you.
Right.
Let's try that question again. We've talked about the Wayback Machine.
God, this guy's so obtrusive and fucking annoying. I don't know how Alex did it. I don't. You can't just be upfront with the man and ask him questions in a straightforward manner. You have to be like fucking Lucifer oh, I hate it.
In this deposition. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Second one is discussions about shooters dressed in camouflage. Other shooters dressed in camouflage. You remember making that statement?
It's true.
There were no...
Alex Jones didn't report that there was other shooters that went in the woods. It was media organizations reported it, including CNN. And he had people on the ground reporting that they saw some weird fucking paramilitary-looking motherfuckers out there running around. This is the weirdness of that day.
No other shooters dressed in camouflage, correct?
The police had reported what they thought was other shooters.
Correct.
In the woods.
Correct.
And other people taken into custody who had firearms.
There were people taken into custody that had firearms.
I remember
was
that.
reported that day, yes.
This, it was
People
reported.
taken into custody who they believed had been armed, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The next one that says, why were porta potties, sandwiches, fruit, drinks, and chips brought and set up for people at the crime scene to eat inside the school? That's another thing you got from Hallbig, right?
I believe so.
Okay. You want to take a wild guess right now whether that's true or not?
Probably not. I mean,
I don't know.
with Halbig, I'm not sure. Because there is muddied water with him. He's a problem, and that's why most people have ostracized him from the community, because it seems like he did embellish some shit. But I'm not even sure on that. That's just what I've heard through the grapevine, and that's why a lot of people threw Halbig under the bus. And Jim Fetzer is, whoa. He's definitely, I've heard him on Israel and stuff like that. He's like kind of neo-Nazi thinking. But the thing with him is, though, all of these people, they want to discredit people that don't toe a line. Fetzer might have some weirdness, but that doesn't discredit everything that he says. It's the same thing with someone like Jeff Rentz. Somebody was in Shanny and I's chat the one day, and they said, Rev, what do you think of Jeff Rentz? And he's interesting, and he's another mouthpiece for different alternative information. But some people might have views you don't agree with. Okay? I have had to come to the understanding that Israel was a Nazi experiment. That was very hard for me to come to grips with. And it confirmed a lot of stuff that, like, Tex Mars talked about. But Tex Mars was a racist. I'm pretty sure he's dead. He passed away. Tex Mars. He made a horrible... The title of the documentary that he made when Obama won, I can't say to you. It's so offensive. Okay, there's these people that have definite racism in them. Alex Jones is not one of them. At all.
For the local... I remember seeing news about the stuff set up.
You think people ate food inside their school at the crime scene? That's what you think?
Oh, I don't know about that specific. I thought you meant about the porta potties and food. I don't know about the inside the school.
Okay. So that's another thing that you just relied on from Hallbig and just put on your show without checking.
You're saying it's from Hallbig. I'm not.
I thought you just agreed it was.
So they're literally... You can't do this to a man that's in opinion, fluid, streaming, live streaming media. What... You could have easily had cases against people on 9/11, like Tom Brokaw and shit, if they were doing this type of thing. No, they're going to do it to this man. Because he's historically been outside the two-party paradigm and calling them both out and saying, you're fucking full of shit, and they want him silenced.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking Hallbig did say some of those things.
Okay. The next one that says Sandy Hook father Robbie Parker getting into character. You stopped yourself from reading this one.
Because that's not what I'm saying.
Right.
Those aren't my words.
Yeah, you knew this would be a terrible thing to say.
No, that's not what I said.
He didn't want the appearance... There were psychologists all over responding. to the Robbie Parker deal, saying people don't all react to trauma in the same way. He got performative. His trauma manifested into performative acting. If you just told me that my child, I'm done. I don't need to say anything else. Do you remember this? Wait a minute. They probably scrubbed it. It's probably gone. This is it, I think.
Robbie Parker, I assume he's going to come out to the microphones now and make a statement. Looks like the family is there and they're getting ready to come to the microphone, so we'll listen to it.
Okay.
Do we need some body language people in here? I do this as Revelina, you know. She turned on the heat real quick with this shit. You know that? That's not my drag name, though. Don't put the Revelina name on me anymore. That ain't my drag name. I gotta come up with one. I haven't come up with a good drag name for me. Because I haven't truly explored everything having to do with that side. So I have to experiment a little bit. You know what I mean? Don't you guys like experimentation? People deal with grief differently.
So my name's Robbie Parker. My family is one of the families that lost a child yesterday in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings here in Connecticut.
All right. Alex, no, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. I mean, what do you call
That's
that?
not my word for it. The internet saw that clip.
What did you... okay, I'm sorry. We all have eyes that just observed the clip. I brought it up. It was there readily available, thankfully. Hey, man, I gotta get more coffee. I'm almost done.
I said I love you.
I love you too. But I'm just saying I'm almost done, you know?
Oh, okay.
I'm getting close.
This?
Huh?
Are you enjoying this?
Yes, very. I love doing this.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to have some time. Okay.
I'm gonna need a drink soon, too.
I'll be right back. I'm one person, you know? So it's like if I had a Rob Do or a Dan Badandi, I'd be able to probably do better on the production. But it's not bad, you know? OBS is awesome tool. All right, back to it. I'm getting close to done.
And millions of people watched it and basically said that, and that isn't an accurate representation of what I was saying there, so I didn't read that. I didn't write that.
Right.
Didn't you turn to Rob Dew multiple times on your show and say, Rob, you have a degree in theater, don't you? That's getting into character, isn't it?
I may have said that. I don't know.
So you've said multiple times.
Look, I just played the clip. It looks extremely performative. Like he's psyching himself up for my close-up Mr. DeMille. If you say it doesn't, you're just lying. Okay. My name is Robbie Parker, and I am one of the families that lost somebody in Sandy Hook yesterday. Yeah, like, I'm sorry if you think that that's not warming up to a performance and trying to look authentic. You just lost your child. It looked performative. Don't believe your lying eyes. Again.
Robbie Parker was getting into character.
I said it looked like that previously. And
Yeah,
I have a right to
looked
say
like
that.
it.
It looks like somebody's getting into character.
He said it looked like it, not that it was the case. It's literally having eyes and ears. You have eyes and ears and you made a fucking judgment. It looks performative.
Well, I'm saying you didn't say it this time, right before Father's Day when Megyn Kelly's interview was coming out, because you knew it would look really bad.
So?
You stopped.
He's a man that knows bad and good optics for public relations. Oh my God, that makes... Alex, you are a fucking demon for knowing how to actually be a decent person in the media.
Stop yourself from saying it, correct?
I don't know.
Your next argument about a crime stat which shows no murders in Newtown in 2012, that's not true, is it?
The FBI did report that and later said it was an error.
That's not true either, is it? What you're saying right now is not true, correct?
You know, I think I'll just say that I don't exist. Excuse me, Mr. Jones? Yeah, I don't know. You said that's not true. I say I don't exist. Mr. Jones, would you like a break because you seem like maybe you're having a problem? I don't exist and breathe.
I remember it being on the FBI website.
Yeah, have you read Ms. Binkowski's declaration about this? About the FBI stats? Have you seen what the truth is?
What's the truth?
Your truth? I mean, I have
Your truth.
No, there's no your truth and my truth, Mr. Jones. There's a truth, and I'm wondering if you know it.
Mm.
Do you know what about those FBI?
Oh, there's not my truth and your truth, Mr. Jones. There's just the truth. Oh, isn't this guy an amazing freedom fighter? No, there's scrubbed documents. There's actual documentation. And then there could be altered information that I'm going to get Alex Jones now. Ass. Loves to see it, right?
That crime stats, did you read Ms. Binkowski's declaration?
I don't remember. I really don't. Would you refresh my memory?
I just wanted to know if you read it, Mr. Jones.
Oh.
That part about why didn't they let paramedics and EMTs into the building after 27 children were...
I absolutely, Mr. Jones, I required you to know every single detail about Sandy Hook. How do you not know everything? Well, because there's other things going on in the world, and everything is in Sandy Hook. Mr. Jones, you've been doing this a year. How do you not know everything about Sandy Hook now? Well, I don't live this. Shut up. Yes, you do. You live this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Or declared dead. That's not true either, is it? That's false.
I remember it being reported that it was a long wait.
I'm asking you if it's true or not, Mr. Jones.
I don't have the specifics in front of me.
You did in March, right? You read 2 different EMTs who went into the building, performed services in the building. You read those reports, correct?
Well, you have to remember they kept a lot of that secret for years. It was the longest time anything was ever kept secret. That was also what contributed to a lot of the questions.
Why?
In the community and around the country was the level of...
Oh, we have transparency in the motherfucking government, right? We're transparent in the American government. We're going to tell you everything about the investigation of these little poor babies that were hurt. No, we're going to tell you a facsimile, a fabrication of what happened to use for our benefit. You fucking slave American piece of shit.
Secrecy. There were a lot of lawsuits. I don't remember all the specifics, but there was a lot of stuff kept secret for years and years. Didn't put out an official crime report for a very long time, years and years. I don't remember all the specifics, but there was a lot of that. I'd have to go back online and refresh my, memory get exactly right.
All right, let's unpack all of that.
Do you realize how many fucking years ago this is? You better know every fucking detail. If you don't, it proves that you defamed all of these families. Alex, do you get that? You're a slave piece of shit. We finally got you. Because some families were emotionally damaged because of, let's say, audience members, not Alex Jones. Your audience is guilty, Alex. Are you going to fucking take the bullet? Well, it's my audience. They can have views that they want. No, they can't. This is America. What are you talking about? You can't have views.
Because, first of all, when you read those reports in your deposition, you acknowledged that paramedics went into the building, correct? Start there.
You showed me documents that had recently come out showing that.
Nipples.
Recently come out. When do you think those documents came out?
I just know that there was big controversy about most of the case being kept secret.
Didn't you cover in your testimony last?
Why? This stupid shit ignores it. Hey, dumb shit. Maybe you should ask Alex about it. Dumb shit. You should ask Alex. Mr. Jones, what do you know about this? No, because we'd actually give information about something that's worth telling the American people. Alex Jones, you're indicted for telling the truth or speculating on things that might have a deeper narrative. You sit down, you shut up, and you report what NBC says and nothing more, sir.
Time that those documents were out in 2013, right after the incident? Isn't that something we covered?
I don't remember specifically.
Okay, if those documents were out in 2013, and here you are in 2017, talking about there being no paramedics in the building, it's a pretty bad error, isn't it, Mr. Jones?
Huh. There is no universe that exists that Alex Jones should be able to make a fucking mistake. Journalists are created perfect. They never get anything wrong, especially in a situation that's fluid, like a school shooting.
I mean, if that is the case, the New York Times knowing a lot about WMDs in Iraq and killed millions.
I love it. Now you have the man that just stands up and his brain is so fucking on. Do you see this is why you would want somebody like this guy to be president? He's boom. His brain is boom. You're going to say this about this? Okay, well then I got this for you. New York Times knowingly lied about Iraq having weapons of mass destruction, and they allowed it to happen. Do you have something to say about that? How many Americans died in the Iraq War? You going to indict the head of the New York Times at the time of the Iraq War for lying?
The sanctions, I would never do that on purpose.
Absolutely. New York Times messed up bad. Some people needed to get fired, didn't they?
Did they?
No, a lot of people in New York Times get promoted for lying.
Yeah, that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bad that Carlos Slim, the big corrupt kingpin, pumped all that money into him.
Look, we can agree. Mainstream media messes up all the time. They do it pretty badly.
Do you see how beautiful that this tactic that Alex, he's here, he should be doing his show. He shouldn't have to have anything to do with this fucking kangaroo court. But he's taken this opportunity to inject some truth that people could look up.
Right. ABC put out fake footage from Knob Creek and said it was the Kurds being blown up. I would never do that. I wouldn't put out fake video of something. So you guys, that's all. The whole thing is just about that, about finding alternative media and trying to make it the bad guy instead of the corporate media.
Haha, that's it.
Wait, when you say you guys,
Truth.
you think I'm?
We need to discredit. This is so important for people to understand at this juncture right here. This is a timestamp moment right here. Let's check the timestamp. What is it? 1 hour and 54 minutes. That's the mark, 1 hour 54. Now you're getting the true motivation of why they did this to him. if you are not anointed in the realm of media with a company the size of Fox, then you should not have any right to speak to anyone about the news.
Connected with mainstream media, you think I wouldn't sue mainstream media at the drop of a hat?
You're not.
Is that what you think?
You should retroactively sue New York Times for lying about Iraq. There's no statute of limitation on that.
All I know is that you basically live and breathe Sandy Hook, and it was something I barely covered that I got sucked into, and I read the articles and see the things where people are constantly saying that I won't stop talking about Sandy Hook and that I want to hurt people in Sandy Hook, and that is not the case.
No.
And I've been tired of Sandy Hook since it happened. I think it's terrible.
I keep hearing you say you don't want to be known as Sandy Hook Man.
Of course he doesn't want to be known as Sandy Hook Man. It was one horrible, tragic event. You can't let these children rest in peace. You manipulated the parents into doing this to Jones.
You barely covered Sandy Hook. But it's true that you produced to me 54 videos of you discussing Sandy Hook, and that's not even all of them, correct?
I don't know. I believe I tried to give everything I could. Again, it's a tar baby, and I've been sucked back into it, and I don't want to be involved with Sandy Hook.
I don't care what you want to be involved with, Mr. Jones. I care if you can answer the question. You have covered Sandy Hook in at least 54 videos and hundreds of pages of articles.
See, we have one that doesn't understand yet, folks. Mr. Jones thinks that his citizenry as an American means something. Mr. Jones thinks that he has rights. We're going to fix that, Mr. Jones. By the end of this, you won't believe you have any rights because you're a fucking slave, sir.
Correct?
I mean, I think that's what's in the filing now.
And there's actually more than that. You didn't give us everything, so there's more than that, right? Do you think that that's barely covering Sandy Hook?
I think we did find some more videos last night we produced to you.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying.
We've done our best to give you everything that's there.
It just keeps coming, doesn't it? Just keeps coming. Correct?
We did find the footage.
What do you expect? Of course it's going to keep coming. Sandy Hook was a big story, and there were a lot of articles written about it as it was happening and the subsequent weeks and months forward.
To the people in the woods, yeah.
Okay, so you would admit with me, you didn't barely cover Sandy Hook. You covered it over and over and over and over.
Oh my God. It was a huge story. Tragic, horrible story. Of course, there's lots of content on it, including InfoWars content. And?
Well, especially since we've been drug into it, I've had to respond to it.
A few days after this video we just watched, Megyn Kelly's profile on you aired on NBC, right?
NBC.
Yes.
You watched it?
Yes.
So you saw her interview with Neil Heslin?
Yes.
And Mr. Heslin had some things to say about you and what you had been doing for the past several years, right?
Yes.
What did you think about what Mr. Heslin had to say about you?
What'd he say?
I thought it was very, very sad, and I thought he was projecting the grief over his losing his son to Adam Lanza, onto me.
Okay, this is one of the parents. It's probably that gray-haired man with glasses, and I feel horrible for him. I have nothing but sympathy for the man, but I'm going to tell you right now that they put a boogeyman in front of that man and said, no, don't look at Lanza, look at Jones. Yeah, now you're benefiting financially for a sham. This man did not do any of the things that you accused him of, and it's clear that he didn't. It's clear.
And I, thought that the media and others had, basically glommed onto him and were using him for an anti-gun message. And, I thought it was Hollywood-esque to say I dropped my son off with a book bag and picked him up in a body bag. And I was sad to see him being exploited like that.
Mr. Heslin directly asked you in that video to stop saying false things about Sandy Hook, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, he wanted you to stop. You didn't stop, though, did you?
Well, Megyn Kelly edited that video. I said I believe Sandy Hook happened in the video. She kept trying to, she's a lawyer, bringing up, well, what are the anomalies to me? Just so they could then edit it to make, and everybody saw the jump cuts. And I was actually saying that I believe it happened.
Yeah, I know you believe children died. I understand that.
Yeah, so that, but then it got edited into something completely different. Exactly what I'm talking about.
But you don't believe the official story of Sandy Hook. We've already covered that.
No, I do believe, I think there might have been another shooter. And I mean, that's my right to think that. And I legitimately really believe the things I said.
Okay. During that interview, Mr. Heslin said, I buried my son. I held my son with a bullet hole through his head. You remember him saying that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, you'll agree with me that a week later, InfoWars publishes a video that says he's lying about that.
No, that's not what we said.
Said it was impossible.
No way.
No, we said that the coroner has to be lying because he said none of the parents were able to be with their children.
Right.
And that's just not true, Mr. Jones.
Yes, it is.
Mr. Schroyer got on that.
I remember this so clearly. The coroner said that the children cannot be viewed yet. I don't know if, I'm sure it happened that they viewed their children. My God. But I remember that being reported that the coroner said they can't right now because it was too soon after. I remember that.
That video said Mr. Heslin was not misspeaking and that what he said was impossible. That's what he said, right?
That's not what I remember. Do you have the clip?
No, we can play that with Mr. Schroyer. I'm wondering what you know about it. And in that video, are you denying that InfoWars called Mr. Heslin a liar?
No, I don't remember that.
No.
Okay.
I remember from memory though, is that we were saying that the coroner saying that didn't happen. So I believe what Owen said is somebody's not telling the truth. And I said, I remember in the video I said I think it's the coroner. I'm going from memory though, so I don't want to.
Okay, yeah, because that didn't actually happen. What I want to ask you about is what you did 2 weeks later. You rebroadcast it, didn't you?
Rebroadcast what?
Mr. Schroyer's report.
This guy is a liar. I can't believe this. This is so blatant bullshit. I can't. The coroner did say this. I remember the day it happened. The coroner said that this is a tragic deal, but we can't have the parents seeing them yet. Because they probably wanted to get the full story on evidence. Jesus.
Well, let's back up. Mr. Schroyer's initial video segment about Mr. Heslin, you weren't on that video, right?
I'm going from memory, but I think so.
It's just Mr. Schroyer doing his show at that time. You weren't featured in the video, correct?
I don't remember.
What's the matter?
2 weeks later, you did play it again, right? You remember that?
The video of Owen or the video of Megyn Kelly?
Video of Owen.
Do you have the clip?
No, I'm just asking you what you remember, Mr. Jones. You're here to testify. I want your testimony.
You got to remember everything, Alex.
I remember what.
You must remember everything from these fucking broadcasts. Eye roll. Jesus. Eye roll. It's so ridiculous.
He said, I think it was like a Zero Hedge article or something again.
Yeah, it's Mr. Fetzer again.
Fetzer wrote the article there?
It was in the Zero Hedge article, yes, sir. Yeah, do you remember Mr. Fetzer bringing all this up about how Neil Heslin's a liar?
Fetzer wrote the article?
Yeah, you don't remember that? That Mr. Fetzer wrote that Mr. Heslin's a liar?
No, I don't. No.
Okay. You had said that the stuff you found was that they never let the parents see the body. What are you talking about when you said that?
I believe, I'm trying to go back to the coroner had said that no one was allowed to see the kids that day.
That's
So
right.
he didn't pick them up that day with a bullet in his head. And I said, no, they probably did. I remember saying, that's why people have questions, because they're saying two different things.
Mr. Heslin was a parent who asked you specifically to leave him alone. Stop doing this. We're correct?
I think that's what you said.
Yeah. And so we know that you didn't, at least with Mr. Heslin, leave him alone. You did more videos about him, right? After the Megyn Kelly case?
big national controversy.
Was.
And I think Owen was responding to say, this is why people ask questions. See this news article about the coroner says one thing, he says another. That's why people have questions.
Well, from the very beginning, Sandy Hook parents have been asking you to leave them alone, right?
I don't remember that from the very beginning, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you John?
Almost.
Okay, Becky.
One more question.
I'll show you exhibit 13.
All right, they're going to an exhibit. I'm gonna cut this here. All right, this is part. Fuck me, I guess 6 of the Alex Jones deposition, and I hope you're enjoying it because I'm really loving doing it. It's something literally. As I was seeing it happen back in 2019, I was watching videos on my phone, and I was literally like, wow, this is fucking insane what they're doing to him. And it was during the time of Trump. Jesus, if I were... there's no way I would have let Alex Jones go through this. I would have said, no, I'm pulling executive privilege here, and I'm going to say that this lawsuit is bullshit. I don't care if you people like it or not. It's clear if you watch the deposition that this man is railroaded for zero reason other than to shut him the fuck up and take his money. And they did it. But we still have him, at least. He's still out there. You can see him. Alex is on Twitter. He does a broadcast every day, InfoWars, on his Twitter, so you could see him there. X, sorry. Real Alex Jones on X. You'll see me popping up, too. You're searching for Alex, because I've been tagging him in these videos. Because hire me. Alex, I'm free, man. Hire me. If you still can hire people, I don't know if you can because it's like the Onion. Hey, Onion, hire me. I like doing this deal, and if I could get paid by an organization, I'd do it. Peace out, peace and Maranatha. I hope you have a great night. Peace out.